beautiful souls, it's Kerry. I've got the Pirate Queen hat on today because I'm going to do the new moon forecast. Haven't done any astrological forecasts for a while. I've been focusing on the oracle cards. So the new moon takes place on the 25th of July at 4:42 a.m. Adelaide time. Now I always cast the chart for Adelaide because that's where I live. And it will be on the same day but later in the day in the UK. So the full moon takes place at the 3rd degree of Leo. So we're talking about early Leo here. And one of the key features about it, I'll hold the chart up for those who like to see the chart. And as an astrologer, I certainly like to see the chart. And over here, we see the sun and the moon and they're conjunct. Okay, they're always conjunct to the new moon. And we'll see that it's 2 degrees and so many seconds. But we round this up to the 3rd degree. And there we get the Sabian symbol. And the Sabian symbol for this degree is about a woman having her hair bobbed. So the meaning for this, the esoteric meaning, of course, there's quite a bit of meaning you can derive from this symbol. But it's about keeping up with the times. These symbols were downloaded by a high-level psychic called Elsie Wheeler in conjunction with an astrologer called Dr. Edmund Jones. And that was in the early 1900s, and they were downloaded, and they each hold the 360 degrees of the zodiac. Each degree holds a specific meaning of spiritual and esoteric significance. So this particular degree is about a woman having her hair bobbed. So we might think about, say, the Roaring 20s when the bob became very fashionable for women. So this is a statement about external appearances, keeping up with the times, and also being able to put on a persona, I guess you could say, in order to make your way through the world. And so we see here with the sun and the moon conjunct that there is an opposition, and it's a very powerful opposition because the opposition is happening from Pluto up here. And Pluto is, again, it's at the 3rd degree of Aquarius. It says 2 degrees and something here, but it is, and it's retrograde. So it has been at this degree before, and the meaning of this degree is a deserter from the Navy. So we're talking about a principle here. We're talking about a principle of what's the price you pay for freedom, okay? So do you compromise your freedom away in order to survive in the world, in order to get ahead in the world? Or do you stand up for your freedom because it's about your own personal sovereignty, and that's key and paramount to you? So this dilemma will be going on in the next month. The new moons last about 28.5 days or whatever it is. I'm not a technician like that. But so we've got the new moon in Leo, and then we've got the opposition from Pluto there. We've got a favourable aspect from Saturn and Neptune that are conjunct at the first few degrees of Aries, which is about the I am, which is about I am taking responsibility for my spiritual journey. I'm a soul here having a spiritual experience on the earth, and in order to live up to my fullest potential, I need to not bow down to authority and not live in fear, and I need to put my best foot forward and do my best work despite the opposition that comes at me. And so we might think about something, a big event everyone knows about, which, I won't go into details if you haven't kind of been made aware of what happened 5 years ago, and we're all still feeling the repercussions of it, where basically everyone took the knee to world government. And so there was a sense of people's individual sovereignty being questioned and overpowered. So Pluto opposite the sun and the moon can have an oppositional kind of overpowering type of energy. So you need to kind of realize the bigger picture, not just that we are here under the control of powerful forces that like to make us aware that they are in control and we are not. And so taking control over another person's body, it's almost like a rape or a violation of sorts. Even though it's not a sexual rape, it is a rape of sorts. It's forcing yourself onto another person or forcing your will to overpower their will because you want them to do something that you've decided is best for them. And so this is the dilemma that will be going on. So questioning yourself about who you are, what you stand for, what you will and won't accept. Because if everyone goes along with the will of the very few at the top who are the powerful forces, then we just make their life easier. But fortunately, we have seen a lot of nations coming out, speaking up, voicing their opposition to world governance and different agendas that are going on. So you may find that this is a theme, a very strong theme in the next month. Mercury is in Leo as well, and Mercury is currently retrograde. So Mercury will be moving back into that opposition as well, joining the opposition during the month with the planet Pluto. And so we might see a lot of propaganda going on with that Pluto-Mercury opposition. So everything's an opportunity for more people to awaken and to change the future that we're forming for the people who come after us. And all of that's really important. We're only here for a short time, even though it can feel like an excruciating long time, especially when you're suffering. But, you know, if you see it in the bigger picture, do your best work, darlings. And we've got Chiron still in Aries, and so there's still opportunities for us to bring that healing into our sense of I am. Who are you? You know, we are creatures that have been created, which means we have a creator. And having a strong bond and a strong link with that creator means that we can then be a channel for messages from the divine, for ourselves, for others. And we've got Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter is going to be in Cancer for the next year or so. And so there will be opportunities to bring healing, emotional healing, but also our healing within our families. And what else have we got here? I think that's probably covered what I want to say about this new moon. In 6 months' time, we'll have a full moon where the sun and the moon will be opposite each other. The sun will be in the sign of Aquarius, and the moon will be in Leo opposite it. So this is almost like the seed bed for that. We're planting the seeds of what we want to have experienced in terms of our own personal freedom and sovereignty in the next 6 month period. That's the way it works. All right, darlings, I hope that was helpful. If you enjoyed this, perhaps you'd like to give it a like. If you want more, you can follow for more. And if there's something you'd like me to do a talk on, put a little comment in the comments section. And thank you for listening. Take care, lovelies.